Hey guys, today it's our first video, besides the Case tractor plowing, but, we're gonna do, walk around to some of the tractors and machines we'll be seeing on this channel. First up is our 1940 Farmall M. Never been painted over, never been redone at all. It's kind of obvious. This is not the original hood. The original one was taken off for, I guess, valve work or something. I don't know, I wasn't even born yet, but that ended up getting ran over, so it lived without a hood in the early 2000s to about 2010, maybe. And we found a hood for it off of a junk M, and we got a straight pipe on it. And this was a work tractor for a while, and then it sat in the weeds for 2 years. And now I've been using it to mow smaller jobs. I mean, it's a big, powerful tractor, but don't want to mess up this thing. But yeah, I shouldn't touch that because I'm going to run myself over. Barely any play in the steering. When I think about how straight this tractor is, and the fact of how good it runs without any rebuilds or anything, I just feel like it was never used much on the farm back in its day. The battery box is gone, but that's not very uncommon for these things. The lights don't work. That's just from sitting. I think we're missing a lug on one of these wheels. There it is. Beep beep. I think there's some in the barn. I mean, one's not going to work when there's like 7 of them. Runs pretty well. Runs very well. And as you can see, we were using it today to try to start this because the mag is bad on it. The late 20s, early 30s McCormick Deering 1020 on factory rubber. No cutoffs in this turn. No. We don't like cutoffs, but cutoffs were just tires that they used originally the tractor was on steel wheels, but they just cut the steel ring off, the steel tread off of it, and sloppily welded like 38, or not, they just sloppily welded rubber tires on it. If you've ever seen Farmall F12s, you'll see a lot of them, the center of the wheel looks like this, but it's on rubber. That was because the wheel originally had this steel, and they took a blowtorch, ting, 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 and welded a rubber tire rim on it. But yeah, this is factory rubber. This thing will not start. The magneto is bad. There's a bad bearing in the belt pulley, so we can't run that. We just can't get the fire. Got it spitting when we were pulling it. Almost broke the axle because the chain was loose. Let off the clutch slowly. It just popped the chain. Jerked it around. But yeah, the magneto is all torn apart. Missing a little, I forgot what it is. Something in there is tearing itself apart, and the timing keeps going off, but it keeps spitting, but because that timing's off, it won't stay running. Yeah, we picked this up yesterday for $800 out of a barn. Both back tires were flat, but they pumped up. Everybody said they wouldn't. They did. Built-in toolbox. You may see this running someday. Goal is to get it running soon. And here is our beauty of smallness. Our 1947 Farmall Cub. Restored this last year. It's actually In a couple of months, it'll be exactly 1 year since we finished it. And coming up a couple of weeks, probably about the end of summer, there is a tractor show that I'll be doing. I'm gonna take this to it. But yeah, another thing, if you notice, you don't just see the distributor right here. What is this? A magneto. I sound so stupid. But, yeah, it's pretty rare. It's got a magneto. Before we restored it, the battery was always dead and the terminals were fried up. I had to crank it every day. Every day I wanted to drive it, I had to crank it in by hand. The crank is in the barn. The steering brakes. This brake locks really bad. I'm gonna push it. My radio. Grease rag. Water. The lights are all set up and it's working well. First year they made these, no hydraulics. Need to find the wheel for this. We'll run like a slab saw at a show. Some shows. The drawbar was on angle, so we just never put that back on. It did have a snowplow. I'm not even sure where that is. But here we have the David Brown 1410 case. Case David Brown. Some parts always say case, some parts say David Brown. It was a transition year. Yeah, this is a big four-wheel drive turbo diesel. Where's the turbo at? Can't find the turbo. It's got one, but I can't find it. There it is. Doubt anybody can see that. I drive turbo diesel, drive it around all the time. We bale hay with it. You hear my dad running the tiller. This isn't the right color, but these were English tractors. You don't find these out here. Let's walk around more. Dirt bike somewhere. I forgot where I parked it. Probably not good. Oh, I think it's in the yard. Yes, it is. I can see it. Some old junk. Air filter for the 1020. We're shooting rats out, so. Our wheel horse B80, we used to mow with this. Is sadly the carburetor has caused it to end like this. We may fix it in the next year or so if we can find parts for it. We still have the original wheels for it, but they're on a tractor that runs. Some of my original wheel horse tires, Turf Saver had, well, wheel horse had Turf Saver put their name on the tires too. Wheels. This went to the tractor we mow with now. Pick that up with a wagon and a cart. And here's a brand new battery that I have to use for my 107 that I paid for, but I haven't picked up yet. And here is very hillbilly-ish, but I should probably bring this out today. It's like 200 degrees. This thing has a canopy on it. Get some of my dirt bike gear hanging in it. Here's a straight pipe I'm thinking about setting up for one of these tractors. Here's the crank for the thing. There's a clevis. Oh, that was red 2 days ago. Oh yeah, it was sitting in a rusty wagon. There's the pin for it. It was red. That sucks. Yeah. Just got the belt cover for the 656 wheel. Is that terrifying? Yeah, this thing's disgusting. This is in our 39H on factory steel. No lights or anything, just a switch. And a magneto. And this is our Panzer 1110. And I showed the canopy, but I I've never seen another one of these. Stepped on it. Okay. What you got? These aren't I don't think these are factory hydraulic. No, they're not. It's all welded up. So I might cut that piece of scrap metal. This is our 34 F12. This just got welded on because this thing hurt to listen to. Original tool pan. Never took that off because we haven't driven it since the show. So it's on steel. Gonna put it on full factory rubber because that's what I'm pretty sure it's supposed to have. Depends on what this thing was ordered with, but we have a set of rims. And here's the thing for it. It's got one on right now. This runs pretty decently. You can make it start. These are our barn tractors. They just kind of sit. Everybody knows they're here, but nobody really notices or cares. Here's our stash of F12 parts. Sofa. Not really sure how that got there. Pretty sure there's another one. I thought there was. Some clutch discs, some oil pans, just stuff that you never find. We even got like 2 or 3 of these blocks. Jack. Snow chains for the garden tractors. Don't plow snow. I use them in mud because snow chains actually work in mud. They're good ones. I'm trying to think of what else there is. Everything's being restored at the shop right now. We got 3 LAs up there. These are K. This has been sitting here for about 10 years, 15 years. Never gonna run. Have no plans of fixing it. And we paint it up for a decoration because it's never gonna run. And it's got brand new tracks on it though. Tracks have like never been used. Here's our planter. We haven't used it this year because our tractor for it is sitting somewhere. We had to put up a fence, never brought it back. We had to put up a fence and we never hauled it back, so it's just sitting over there. Some doors for our Chevy truck, some wheel horse implements. A David Bradley with no engine. The one with an engine is down in the cornfield. I'm going to show you that because my dad's down there working. Maybe next video or something. And this was actually my dad's friend's. Let him use it like 3 years ago and he never broke it, never took it back. And I don't think the guy cares because he runs a huge landscaping company. He's got like 100 of those. The skid loader. We use that for pretty much everything. Our wood splitter. Yeah, sawmills down here. Loader. And I don't want school to start back up yet, but I really am excited for the show. I'm just gonna walk through the barn. Not sure what else there is. There's like some wheels and implements in here, and you can't see any of that. What came into focus, sort of. Those are for an F20.